I don't like producing. But budgets interest me, and how did they achieve that? What resources did they have are often questions that come to mind when watching any sort of film, TV show, ad, or music video. Hi fellow filmmaker types, my name's Scott, a director and cinematographer based in London, England, and I want to talk about the process that goes into making a music video. At least from my experience. More often than not, the budgets are just so tight that when I win a pitch as a director on a project, it often comes down to me foregoing the expense of a producer to make the project a reality. So I've got a fair bit of experience in producing on the small to mid-sized budgeted music videos. This will be a two-parter of sorts. I've got a bigger scale one that I wanted to talk about. But as it's just come out, I thought it'd be great to start by talking about a recent super low budget promo I co-directed and produced with my good friend Ash Riley. It was a lot of work for very little financial reward, but with most music videos, you get a fair amount of creative freedom. So it's often done, at least in my case, for the love of it, for the show reel. Ash came to me with this project. It wasn't going to be narrative-led. That made things flexible. He gave me some references from the artist, a love of clouds and a sparkly dress, a bunch of his own references and ideas, and then after adding my own into the mix, I put together a rough treatment we were both happy with. We got sign-off from the artist and her team. We both got to work pulling things together. The budget was not a generous one. Lots of negotiating, favours, and unpaid working hours from Ash and myself to make it happen. We spent £450 on the location, a bright white photography cove that gave us a blank canvas and some space. We spent £500 on a favour from one of Ash's regulars, lighting by Joe. Now, Joe's a gaffer, but he owns a lot of his own kit. So not only was he giving us his time and talents for this price, he was also giving us at least what should have been triple the amount if we were renting what he was letting us use. For dressing, we divided and conquered, spending a total of £288.11 on a fortune teller's magic ball, some tarot cards, a few cheap coloured silks off of Amazon, a load of cushion stuffing to act as clouds. Check out the channel In Camera for the inspiration behind that, and shout out to my director friend Daniel Broadley for leading me there. A candle, candlestick holder, and a dreamy cloud backdrop that was promised to be delivered 5 days prior to our shoot. We put in £300 for the edits, a bargain, £500 each for Ash and myself. It might sound like a decent fee, but from start to finish, we easily spent over 6 days each of our lives working on the pre-production, shoot, and post-production stages of this video. Ash pulled in another favour with his existing colourist mate, / super nice guy Dan Carney, for a measly £150 for half a day's grade. This is unreal for any colourist, but Dan actually works in-house at a post-production suite in central London, making this exceptionally unreal. We would never have got this if it wasn't for Ash's existing relationship with Dan. The amount of work he's brought him over the years, coupled with Dan being a top bloke and having a quiet week at work. On top of that, the artist arranged a deal outside of our budget with 2 dancers, one of which choreographed their scene ahead of the shoot. I also gifted a bunch of my own gear to the cause, approximately £600 worth of rental, but insisted on my Addison Lee's being paid for to courier the free kit at an additional cost of £70. Ash roped in his brother to play our male lead for free, and there were a couple of extra bodies, friends and family there on the day, lending a helping hand where they could. So all in all, that's a total of £2,758.11p. A sub £3,000 music video. £258.11p more than we were initially given to work with, but after explaining our costs, the artist was happy to bump it up a bit. The shoot was good fun. Too busy to document, but thanks to my new friend Dante, I have these wonderful pictures to show some of the day. Like a lot of music videos, we had to work hard and fast, eating lunch on the go and working right up until kick-out. I put together a rough schedule for the day to make sure we got everything in the time. Both Ash and I were playing first assistant directed to each other as well, making sure that we kept on top of things. The backdrop I'd ordered that should have been there 5 days before the shoot didn't show up. It got held up at customs. But then on the morning of the shoot, as if by miracle, I got a notification saying, "Your package will be delivered today." I quickly called in on a friend to wait at mine. If it arrived by lunchtime, then let's get it couriered to the set and we can shoot that scene last. And it did. So then I was stressing setting up a scene whilst trying to book a courier on my phone to bring the background to set. But it would all be worth it, right? To get that last scene that we wanted. The courier showed up with 2 hours to spare before we needed to wrap, so we were laughing. I handed Ash the camera and ran outside to grab it, only to realise immediately that it wasn't the backdrop I ordered, but some curtains that weren't due at mine for another month. Fuck. Luckily, I brought my just-in-case bag with me, a bunch of silks, nets, and my green screen. So we improvised, and I actually think we came out with something a lot better than what we'd originally planned. What a day. Thank you, Claudia, crew, friends, family, dancers, the studio, for helping Ash and I pull off what should have easily been a 10k plus music promo for a fraction of the cost. The edit was over to Ash, again giving a lot of his time to this unpaid. And then I sat down to do the same and work on all the visual effects side of things, adding visuals to the fortune teller's ball, extending the cloud scene, and building whatever you want to call this from scratch, using various scavenged assets from the internet. On the account of the lack of paying for things, the artist had to be patient with delivery and we had to be flexible around Dan the colorist's availability. But it's done now, it's out. Click this here link or head to one in the description to watch the music video, and make sure to subscribe for more semi-helpful tips and interesting insider industry knowledge. If you enjoyed that and did find it interesting, then I'll be back with a bit more in-depth look into the process behind a 30k music video very soon.